If you're enjoying this podcast, explore The Calm Operator, a practical survival guide by Steve Barker, published by Books Central, built for pressure. It helps you stay composed, think clearly, and act effectively in outdoor, urban, and emergency situations. Find the book on Amazon or through the Books Central website. When most people think about survival, they picture fire, shelter, or finding water. But there's one skill that quietly sits underneath all the others: survival navigation. If you can't tell where you are, where you're going, or how to get back, even the best gear starts to lose its value. In a real emergency, navigation is what keeps a bad situation from turning into a dangerous one. The first step in survival navigation is understanding that it starts before you ever leave home. Good navigation begins with preparation, studying the area, checking maps, noticing landmarks, and knowing the route you expect to take. A lot of people rely too heavily on phones and apps, but batteries fail, screens break, and signal disappears at exactly the wrong moment. A paper map and a compass may feel old school, but they are still some of the most dependable tools you can carry. Just as important is learning how to read them calmly and confidently, because panic makes simple tasks feel impossible. Once you're out in the field, awareness becomes everything. Survival navigation is not just about pointing yourself north and walking. It's about paying attention to terrain, slope, water flow, sun position, wind direction, and visible landmarks. Rivers, ridgelines, roads, and tree lines can all help you orient yourself if you know what to look for. Even subtle details matter. A change in vegetation might tell you you're moving into wetter ground. A rise in elevation might explain why the temperature drops. The more you observe, the more the landscape starts to make sense. One of the biggest mistakes people make is moving too fast when they're unsure. In survival, speed can create errors, and errors can cost time, energy, and safety. A better approach is to stop, think, observe, plan, and then move. This simple habit can prevent you from walking in circles or deeper into trouble. If you're lost, don't just wander. Use a deliberate strategy. Pick a known feature, follow a bearing, or move to higher ground if it improves visibility and communication. Sometimes the smartest navigation choice is not to keep pushing forward blindly, but to pause and reassess. Another essential part of survival navigation is knowing how to leave a trail of your own. Marker placement, noting direction of travel, and mentally tracking distance all help you stay oriented. In a longer emergency, that skill becomes critical for retracing steps, returning to camp, or guiding rescuers toward your position. Navigation is not only about reaching a destination, it's about maintaining control over your movement so you can make better decisions under pressure. In the end, survival navigation is really about confidence built on practice. The more time you spend reading maps, using a compass, and moving with intention, the less likely you are to freeze when conditions get difficult. It turns confusion into structure and uncertainty into action. And when the environment becomes hostile, that ability to stay oriented may be one of the most valuable survival skills you have.